PBS station defends drag queen story hour for young children.
Mr. Reagan.
Did you ever dream of diving deep in the ocean and finding riches and wealth enough to live the life of a king? Well, Noble Gold can help you get closer to that dream. They've located scarce solid gold coins from the SS Central America that sunk during a hurricane in the 1800s. And people called that the Ship of Gold. And a dive boat found out why in 1988. In the hull, they came across a sunken treasure, gold coins and nuggets. These don't come on the market very often. And so if you want some sunken treasure, you got to jump at the chance. Divers discovered these spectacularly valuable mint $20 gold Liberty coins at the ocean's bottom. They're part of one of America's most notable stories. And now you can own one of these magnificent coins as well as have it delivered to you directly to your home. So if you've ever wanted to own genuine treasure, now here's your chance. Call Noble Gold at 877-646-5347 to reserve your treasure. That's 877-646-5347. This is disturbing, folks. This is very disturbing. Let's have a look at this just so we can see what we're working with here.
We are going to sing and dance it out. So get your singing voices ready. And we're going to start with our hips. The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. Swish, swish, swish. Swish, swish, swish. The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. All through the town. The hair on the drag queen goes up, 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 up. The hair on the drag queen goes up, 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 all through the town.
All right, that's enough of that. I can't keep watching. So this guy calls himself Little Miss Hot Mess. Little Miss Hot Mess. That's what he called himself. God. And this is produced in partnership with WNET and the New York City Department of Education, and it aired on PBS. The dude's not even mic'd well. I mean, the production value is absolute crap. I mean, if you're going to make the excuse that, oh, well, we want to have inclusive broadcasting and blah, 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 at least provide content that is technically of some level of quality. It's not even that. It's just, there's some dude who's a drag queen who wants to make being a drag queen acceptable to young kids, which I don't think it should be. And I don't think most of you probably think that it should be either. No. Being a drag queen is not something that we should encourage kids to be. If a kid wants to dress up like a drag queen, we should probably discourage that because it's flippin' weird, all right? I'm sorry. This whole idea that, like, oh, everything needs to be accepted, and everything needs to be encouraged, and everything needs to be, like, we need to, like, be cool with everything. No, we don't. Okay, I've lived in LA for a long time. I've met a lot of different kind of people. I had a buddy once who met a girl who was in a burlesque show. Now, I had never been to a burlesque show. I didn't even know what it frickin' was. This is probably like in 2005, I think. So 2005, we went to this burlesque show because he wanted to film it for her, right? She wanted it filmed, and he was trying to get a date with this girl. So he was like, oh, yeah, I'll film it for you. So he employed me for free, obviously, because we're buddies. I was like, okay. So we go to this burlesque show. And a lot of burlesque shows, apparently, are drag queens, right? That's like it's a common element in a burlesque show. And these guys that are doing this drag queen stuff, they're not necessarily like, they're not normal people. If I was going to assess it, I would say that these people need a lot of attention for some reason, right? There's probably some kind of trauma in childhood, something like that. I think that's what this boils down to a lot of times. I think a lot of these guys have some kind of childhood trauma, and they're working it out. I mean, I would imagine that if you were to conduct some kind of a survey on all the drag queens in America, every single one of them, you would find that there's probably not a single drag queen that didn't have some kind of trauma that they endured as a child, right? So this whole drag queen phenomena is probably some kind of a result of some kind of like mental illness or some kind of an expression of some kind of a problem that they have, some kind of mental issue that they have. And so this idea that, oh, there are little kids who just naturally want to be drag queens, I don't think that's true, right? I think that that's something that happens to people through some kind of, when they get messed up, you know? So this idea that, okay, well, if you're a messed up person that wants to be a drag queen, let's then try to encourage kids to think that being a drag queen is cool or normal. Well, no, I actually think that if most drag queens are drag queens because they have some kind of unusual need for attention, or they have some kind of mental condition, or they have endured some kind of trauma as a kid, then I think everyone should recognize that those drag queens are people who have maybe a sad story. You should maybe have sympathy for them, but we should certainly not treat it as normal, right? It's like there's all kinds of mental illness. There's all kinds of issues that people have. You should never tell your kids like, oh, that's normal, when it isn't, right? You should never say, oh, you see that guy over there that's screaming at nobody next to him and bashing his head in with a plate? That's normal. That's normal behavior. That looks crazy. I know it looks crazy, but no. It's totally normal. And in fact, you should like it. You should think that's really cool. I'm sure that guy's written a children's book. We should read the children's book. Crazy Larry on the street corner, bashing his head in with a plate and screaming at the invisible guy next to him. Why are we writing children's books about drag queens? Why are we having children's shows about drag queens? It's so stupid. I mean, they did this a little while ago. They had like a drag queen story hour program where like they would go to, I think, kids' houses and birthday parties and stuff and read drag queen children's books to them. And then it turned out that the guy who was running this company ended up being a pedophile, ended up having to go to court for this, or I don't know if he's been convicted yet, but this was a recent story.
At the Adams Morgan Community Center in Washington, D.C. recently, parents and their tiny tots sat patiently, riveted by a storybook and its reader. This is Drag Queen Story Hour. It's your classic children's reading program with a twist. The day's literary leader is a larger-than-life drag queen. Author Michelle T. first created Drag Queen Story Hour in San Francisco in 2015. Its goal? To inspire a love of reading while teaching deeper lessons on diversity, self-love, and appreciation of others.
Everyone is different and everyone is not bad, said Scooter, who is a turtle. Different is special.
It's just really been obvious that there was a need for this in our community. There may be a kid here who is seeing themselves reflected in a queen and seeing a possibility for what their lives could be.
Let's try this with nails. Ooh, one down.
Domingo, who goes by JJ Vera when not in drag, has been performing drag at local DC bars and theaters for more than 3 years. And for Domingo, whether the kids understood what a drag queen is wasn't the point.
Drag queens are just here to entertain. We can read, we're intelligent, we are harmless.
A Milwaukee County judge has been arrested on child pornography charges.
Our Ted Perry's live in the newsroom where we're just learning some new details.
Plummy is a circuit court judge in Milwaukee County. According to the State Department of Justice, the 38-year-old was arrested after several posts of child pornography on the Kik messaging app. That's Kik, K-I-K.
Wisconsin judge arrested with 7 child pornography counts. Now, this is the weird thing. So that I think actually the main story here is kind of buried at the end. Down there here at the bottom, it says the guy lives with his husband and 2 kids. So he's a gay man who has either had kids with a woman, or his husband's had kids with a woman, or he's adopted 2 kids, but somehow he's got children. But let's have a look here. A PBS station in New York is defending its decision to air a children's program featuring a prancing drag queen. The program features a drag queen named Little Miss Hot Mess, promoting his perverted book titled The Hips on the Drag Queen Go Swish, Swish, Swish. Jeez. The book features a drag queen with a blue mustache named Cinderfella. Sane adults see this as grooming. Well, that's right. That's exactly what it is. But PBS is defending the degeneracy as performance art. You know, you could defend murder as performance art. You could. I'm just saying. The perverted performance was part of a Let's Learn TV series produced with WNET and the New York Department of Education, geared toward children ages 3 to 8. Jeez. But it gets worse, ladies and gentlemen, because we have an even more disgusting story for you today. Crochet penises. Crochet penises. But they're not crochet penises for messed up adults. These are crochet penises that are intended for children. I'm not joking. This is a real thing. Okay. Crafter, a crafter, somebody who crafts things, I guess, offers Bitty Bug Soft Packer Crochet Penis Pattern for young trans and non-binary children. Jeez. A transgender crafter is advertising a pattern for a crocheted prosthetic penis that can be worn by young trans and non-binary children. Bethany Amborn describes a knitting and crocheting website, Ravelry. The Bitty Bug Soft Packer is for use by children. Why are they calling it a packer? I don't understand that at all. The word packer seems really weird to me. While the Little Bug Soft Packer is used by trans and non-binary folks or as an anatomical model. The Little Bug pattern comes in adult sizes SL and XL, while the Bitty Bug is for children. This is so I hate reporting on this kind of stuff, guys. Obviously. At Amborn Stitch Bug Studio site, however, the crafter appears to have composed a disclaimer. Note to our customers, this product is not for infants or very young children. But I think that they've showcased it in diapers. At least that's what somebody wrote on Twitter here. There's been some confusion for those who are not aware of what some trans youths go through or how prosthetics can help their experience. Thank you to the parents out there who support your young trans youngsters. I'm allergic to weirdness. According to Amburn, in October 2019, the crocheter was looking for a pattern to make a soft packer for myself. Stop saying packer. After being frustrated by the cost and discomfort of silicone options, I tried the free patterns I could find and posted some photos in a large LGBTQ plus sewing group, Amborn said, and continued. Immediately, I had two parents asking me, could you make one for my little son? And after hearing, and by son, by the way, they mean daughter. After hearing from another mother who's just crying with her daughter, unsure of what to do to ease her pain of dysphoria, and there being this is the messed up thing, okay, guys? These parents are sitting there with their kids who probably don't have any kind of gender dysphoria. Like they're probably just kids that are like, oh, lipstick, that looks like fun. Kids don't know what the hell this crap is, right? Think about it like this. Kids like using crayons on paper, right? And if they see mom putting on makeup, they're like, oh, that's like a crayon for your face. So like little boys are going to think, oh, yeah, I can put on makeup or something, right? And a little girl might want to play baseball or something like that. But that doesn't mean that they have gender dysphoria. You ever heard of a tomboy? Yeah, that's a girl who likes to do boy stuff. Doesn't mean she's a lesbian. It doesn't mean she's transgender. All these parents have been like brainwashed into thinking all this crap. And now this girl's like crying with her little girl because she's like, oh, you're a little boy and I don't know what to do. I mean, these people are mental. Goodness, the world's going to crap. Let's see here. Unsure of what to do to ease her pain of dysphoria and there being no options available for children, the very first packers I made were for 10 and 6-year-old little boys, which are actually little girls. Silicone packers are expensive, heavy, and can get hot and sticky and uncomfortable unless worn with a strap. They weigh down clothing and don't stay put. I find all of this very distasteful. They have to be powdered and cared for carefully, and even then only last about 6 months with daily wear. They come in limited sizes and colors, and there are none available for children. What the hell is going on? Why are you running around with a fake penis? You're a woman. Just run around normally, okay? You don't have to put crap in your pants and pretend you're a guy. It's crazy. I mean, it's legitimately crazy. It's like those kinfolk. Have you heard of these kinfolk that run around the forest pretending to be wolves and stuff like that?
Physically, I am a British Columbia wolf, black fur, amber eyes, and the reason I know this is when I dream, a lot of times I am in my wolf form, and I have also had third-party dreams where I've seen myself, and my thought process, I think, is wolf-like.
If you're a little kid, please run around the forest thinking that you're a wolf. That's funny, that's fun, that's cute, that's fine. Kids go through those phases. But once you get old enough, once you get like, maybe like 13, 14, something like that, you gotta like maybe grow out of that. You're not a wolf. You're not. Oh, man. But anyway, Yeah, so it's kind of the same thing in my head. Like, it's like the same kind of thing. Like, these people are crazy. All right, so this person's tweeted about this. They've written, a knitted penis for extremely small girls to wear on their pants if their parents believe them to be transgender. It's intended for girls so young they demonstrate the product in a diaper, which I mentioned before. The entire purpose of the prosthetic penises is if a trans-identified female has some sort of genital anxiety, they can wear it to alleviate that dysphoria. And they write, why would a very small diaper-wearing child have any concerns, anxiety, or even awareness of their genitals? The crocheter said after spending over a month designing, testing, and refining the little bug, the group of friends and wonderful experienced crochet testers. Sorry, I don't know that much about crocheting. Crochet testers, huh? The test samples were sent out for a road test. And I've been wearing them. And he's been wearing them himself since the start. He being a she, I'm guessing. I mean, it must be, right? The resulting design is functional, comfortable, visually excellent, and most importantly, feels great. Amborn wrote, I love the presence of it. I love the presence it has when I wear it, and for many folks, this is the most important part of addressing dysphoria. The Blaze called attention to some of the backlash against the bitty bug for children on social media. What do they write? Visually excellent. Let's have a look at these. Oh, yeah, look at that. Visually excellent. Oh, this is so weird. God, you guys, this is like serious crazy town. All right, well, that's it for the news. I'm done. I'm done with that. Remember, it's not that our liberal friends are ignorant. It's just they know so much that is not so. Good night.
We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening.